You know, she, to me, comes from, she's been a survivor all her life. I think this is somebody that never felt comfortable in her own skin and to the world she was born into with her reverend father and her very straight-laced mother. And so she kind of hit the streets early. So I think she's very familiar with adversity. So when circumstance comes up, you know, domestic violence, be it, you know, the world they live in is a violent world. You know, she, you know, I thought it was interesting the way she handled that rape situation in season 2, that her higher motivation was to not have a war. So I thought that was very noble. I think she just brushes herself off. Well, I'll be curious to see if season 5, how easily that she gets brushed off. We'll see how she plays it. I mean, she's the mother-in-law and Tara's the daughter-in-law, and they're in love with the same guy. They love, you know, Jax. So, and also Gemma loves her children, the grandchildren. So she doesn't want to alienate anybody too much. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's really a fine line she's going to have to straddle. And plus, she's estranged from her husband. She's kind of out there on her own. Things are upside down. It'll be really interesting to see how she manages all that. He would tell you that he bounced, you know, that he was inspired by some of me, but no, he came to it all by himself. The few times I have had question, he explains it to me in a way that it's not gratuitous. Like the scene this season where Jay and Clay and Gemma get into it, you know, that came out of something, and the way that he sort of dragged it out, that Gemma to the very last end gave him the benefit of the doubt till she could no longer, you know, turn her back on the bad things he was doing, and boom, that's what happened. You know, he really went nuts. Our life is like everybody else's life, really. We have 3 kids. We're very in love with our children and consumed with them and their schools and their moods and their whatever's going to happen next. And you know, we feel very blessed and grateful that our life looks the way it does right now. You know, we've both been on the other side of that. We've both struggled. We've both had work. We've not had, you know, and had work now. So we try not to take too much for granted. We try to keep it in perspective too, that this is a blessing, really.